The only thing that was talked about was Jammu and Kashmir and the fact that you can't buy land there. And that was the stick that was used to beat us with. Lack of development was not a factor then, and it's not a factor now as far as 370 is concerned. It was a political, it was part of the politics of the BJP, and we've had to live with its after effects.
Well, you spoke out strongly against the revocation of certain clauses of Article 370. What has history proved? Were you right? Did things take a different turn? Was there chaos, or has there been development, or is it a mixed picture?
Look, Article 370 was never a cause of any lack of development in Jammu and Kashmir. And nor has the revocation of Article 370 or its watering down suddenly resulted in this massive development. Development has continued. If anything, Jammu and Kashmir has suffered on account of the 35 years of violence. People will not invest money in a part of the country that they deem to be unsafe. So if you set aside the geographical differences, problems that we have, the lack of a strong resource base, the fact that Jammu and Kashmir was perceived as an unsafe place to visit or an unsafe place to do work is what we paid a price for, not for Article 370. That was the stick that was used to beat us. That was the sort of the propaganda that was used, that you can't have two different systems in the same country. And only talking about J&K, forgetting that you have two different systems in other parts of the country as well. All of us sitting here, none of us can go buy land in Lakshadweep. There are large parts of the northeast of this country where we can't buy land. There are parts of this country that we can't visit without a permit. But none of this is talked about. The only thing that was talked about was Jammu and Kashmir and the fact that you can't buy land there. And that was the stick that was used to beat us with. Lack of development was not a factor then, and it's not a factor now as far as 370 is concerned. It was a political, it was part of the politics of the BJP, and we've had to live with its after effects.
Absolutely, I echo what you say. For example, we are from Tamil Nadu, some of us, and Karnataka and elsewhere in the south. We have had our own questions about state autonomy, which is different but related in the sense we want to define some part of our own rights and welfare. In Kashmir, do you feel that that conversation has taken on a different tenor, in the sense it is no longer about you can wait? We talked about this at breakfast. You need this now. You need statehood now. What would statehood bring? Would that improve the situation for you on the ground?
Look, statehood is something that was promised to us. It was a commitment. All of us remember that in the Supreme Court, in the Parliament, in various public forums, Government of India said that it is a three-stage process, the normalization of Jammu and Kashmir. Delimitation will be followed by elections. Elections will be followed by statehood. We had the delimitation. Good, bad, or ugly, we dealt with it. We had elections in which the people of Jammu and Kashmir participated in record numbers. And then the third step, which is statehood, is nowhere to be seen. And nobody is able to explain to us as to why not. We are told that it will be at the appropriate time, which is fine. I'm ready to listen to that, provided somebody can tell me how I'm supposed to gauge what the appropriate time is. What is the yardstick by which I will measure an appropriate time? Is it the levels of violence in Jammu and Kashmir? Because if it is, that's unfair on me because I'm not responsible for security. Government of India is directly responsible for security and law and order in Jammu and Kashmir through the office of the Lieutenant Governor. So essentially then you're holding my statehood to ransom over something that I don't get to control. Okay? Is it the international situation with Pakistan? Again, something I don't get to control. So my question to the Government of India always is that if you say statehood to J&K at the appropriate time, can you please define the yardstick you are using to measure that appropriate time? So I have a goal to reach. You're part of a newspaper. At the end of the day, you know what your goal is, whether it is circulation, whether it is eyeballs for your digital media. You know what your targets are. My target is to achieve statehood. Yet I have no idea what goals I have to achieve to reach that point. And therefore, obviously, this becomes a matter of concern. And what will change? Governance will change. At the end of the day, you have an elected government with more than one hand tied behind its back. Now, I understand that and again, you will have seen this, statehood for states that are opposition ruled is very different than statehood for states that are BJP ruled. The role of Raj Bhavan, now Lok Bhavan, is very different when it's an elected government versus a BJP government. But even then, it's better to be a state with an interfering Lok Bhavan than to be a union territory with an even more sort of empowered Lok Bhavan. And that's what we're trying to correct. I mean, I am Chief Minister, and you've got other Chief Ministers who will be participating here. Ask them, how would they feel being Chief Minister without getting to choose who their Chief Secretary is, without getting to choose who their Director General of Police is, without getting to choose who their Finance Secretary is? I mean, what sort of government is that?